Good morning to all. Today we're going to see a topic on thermal power plant in the Unit 4 IC engines of the subject Basic Civil and Mechanical Engineering, where the power plants are different types, the steam power plant and then hydroelectric power plant, diesel power plant, the solar power plant, and then the nuclear power plant. We have more or less the six types of power plant. Now, first one we'll see about the thermal power plant. Here we classifications are based on the environmental impact, hydroelectric, nuclear, gas-fired, diesel, oil, and then coal. The coal where we use is called for the steam power plant, and renewable power plants like biomass power plant, geothermal, tidal, wind, and solar power plant. These are all the classifications of the power plant. Next one, based on the ability to meet the electricity demand, depends on the load as we require, we can having some classification. Power plant classifications by prime mover. The characteristics, prime mover and common use. Steam turbine we use in the most of the thermal power plant, and then gas turbine in the gas power plant, hydroelectric in the tidal power plant, internal combustion in the diesel power plant. The common use for these kind of the turbines are coal, gas, nuclear, and solar thermal. And where the gas turbine we use the gas-fired, peak load, and then hydroelectric. And then the internal combustion engines, a smaller scale backup. And then we'll see about the design challenges in the thermal power plants, where we have the conversions of the thermal power plants, energy conversions, fossil fuel conversion, and then emission control, and the resource management, and then community impact. Where the energy conversion is nothing but whatever the sources we are taking out from the power plant, we convert that into an electricity is the power plant's usage. So here the energy conversions, processing of heat into the electricity. The fossil fuel, where burning of fossil fuels to generate heat. Here in the thermal power plant, we use coal to make the heat, I mean, producing the heat. Then emission controls, where to use the environmental pollutants to minimize, we use the emission control systems. And then resource management, where what are the availabilities of the resource management we use to fire the fossil fuels. And then community impact, where the effects on the local communities due to the power plant operations. The amount of energy produced during power plants in India. These are some of the summarical history in the about the thermal power plants in 2022 to 2025. The really the above 1331.6 kilowatt power has been created generated in the 2024-25. Almost in all the years, about 1000 kilowatt power has been producing it. Here some of the sources, percentage of the sources by general 76 percentage, and then solar power we are in the 80 percentage, wind power in the 5 percentage, hydroelectric power generation through that on 8 percentage, and the nuclear where that is on 3 percentage, and then 2 percentage from the biomass. Nowadays in many of the places we are using the biogas, biomass electricity production, and almost in all the comparison where the thermal power consumpts productions is more compared to all other five cases, where 76% has been produced through this one. This is an working principle of the thermal power plant, where we have the combustion gases. Then here the turbine we have. This is a boiler. We provide an fuel and air inside here with the mixing of air fuel ratio, where it gets heated. So here it will produce with the heat energy, where that waste gases will be stacked out from this chimney after the boiler, of boiling of combustions of that fuel air mixture has been take place. Remaining that steam or that heat energy will be passing into the turbine. The turbine procedure, we know that it will convert whatever the energy comes into the mechanical energy, where here the turbine will convert the mechanical energy into the electrical energy. So, sorry, heat energy into the mechanical energy. That mechanical energy will passes into the electric generator. It converts that mechanical energy into an electric power. Here, the purpose of condenser and the warm water is to make that connected with the cooling tower to provide the cooling of coolant of the circuit, like boiler having more heat, and then turbine also produce a heat after the productions of the mechanical engine, mechanical current, so mechanical energy. So this cooling tower will help us to maintain the temperature in this one with the help of this pump, feed water pump, all things. This is about the thermal power